If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? You would have a touch of the flu or even pleurisy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Billy, and everybody else. I haven't heard that for a long time. But the point I'm trying to make is, for me, Wellingtons are essential footwear from what's from the state of my um, immediate, um, you know, area, shall we say. It's raining right now. I've just come in because it was getting a bit heavy. April showers, we shall call them, eh? And that's fine, I suppose. Just a bit frustrating. But Wellingtons are a great thing. What a great invention. I don't think they were really available before rubber. And I don't know, I can't remember when that was. There is a story behind rubber, and it could just be a story. It might not be true. But the way I remember it is rubber plants, the trees that give off the sap that is turned into rubber, was only known in I think it's in Americas anyway, maybe just South America. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure about this story either, so and I haven't looked it up, so it could be true, but I was told it at school, at primary school. I remember it. I've got a great memory for useless knowledge. Yeah, so it was only ever known in the Americas and maybe even just South America. And a chap from Europe, I don't know what nationality he was, I can't remember that, but he went across to see these rubber plants, the plantations, and the only place where rubber came from. And they were very strict. You couldn't take it. I think you were searched or whatever. Maybe as you came out of the place, so that you didn't have a cutting or any seeds on you or anything. But this chap, whether he walked with a cane or a walking stick, or whether he just put it on for this trip, but he had a like a flip top on his cane, and he put some seeds in there while nobody was looking, sneaked out with them, and then went back to Europe, and then started a plantation. Well, I don't know where, but Indonesia and all around that area is Malaya. I did know somebody who had a rubber plantation quite a few years ago now. He was a retired gentleman, and I think he was German or Dutch or something. Anyway, so this chap got these seeds growing, and he established a juvenile rubber plantation, somewhere, maybe tropical regions, but in the West. And as luck would have it, some kind of disease wiped out all the rubber plants that were growing in the Americas, and so he had the only known plants on Earth. The monopoly, you might say. And so if it wasn't for his outright theft, we might not have rubber now. So I don't know whether that's true, but it's a great story, isn't it? And of course, rubber has been kind of surpassed, if you like, for footwear manufacture. And you see, I don't know what neoprene is. I don't know whether it's a synthetic rubber, whether it's oil-based or whatever, but that's what my wellies are made of. I used to wear Argyles. This is really, if anybody's familiar with ripping yarns, I am that person who talks about shovels in a Spear and Jackson #3. I am that person. Sorry about that. But yeah, Wellingtons, they're brilliant. Of course, you can get ones with string around the top to stop, and not just children's ones, I mean, just adult ones with like a drawstring that you can fasten round. Now that's useful because where I am at the moment, I'm digging in like from above my knee height anyway. You know, occasionally I dig all the way through, about 8 or 9 foot down anyway by now. And so bits of stones and that fall in my wellies, and I have to take them off and shake them so there's nothing in them, and so I can walk comfortably again. I don't want to be hobbled by by anything. So that is a bit of a nuisance. I suppose I could stuff plastic bags in the tops of my wellies, but you know, they just wear themselves out. I have tried all sorts actually. But I have said before, the wellies I favour are Noras, N-O-R-A. I think they're French, and I like them because there's no lining. So if you get wet, all you need is a fresh pair of socks. You can just tip the wellies out, or the water runs out, almost all of it. And then fresh pair of socks on and you're ready to go. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, was it yesterday? Oh yes, yesterday I saw, well, I downloaded some videos off YouTube, and I saw the only one I actually watched, is it? I think it is so far, is Dell's reaction to the Brazilian scientists. Well done, Dell. You are spot on, as always. And you know, if you can't get any, if you can't draw any spirit from that man, you must be dead. There's so much passion there that it does rub off on other people with the same realization. And I just love the way he is targeting certain people, certain big channels, and we all know who he's talking about if you've seen them, and I have. You know, I watched just about everything I used to do. I don't care whether they were shills or what they were. I used to watch them because the information, good or bad, can all be filtered. And you know, I'm not a fan like I am. I am a bit of a fanboy for certain musicians, I must say, but I've got no emotional attachment to any of the people who are delivering this flat Earth content. That's not to say I like, you know, I don't like or dislike people, because of course I've got great respect for especially Dell and Gav, Marshall, those people. They are kind of unswayed. They know what the target is. They're aiming for that, and they don't veer off down alleys like many people do, including me. And absolutely brilliant. And if I was to suggest just one channel, it would be Beyond the Imaginary Curve for everything. If you have never come across it, watch every video. That's what I advise. Start from the beginning and watch every one. It certainly won't do you any harm, only good. Now it's raining pretty heavy now. I can hear it. Of course, I've got a bit of a like a amplified version of the rainfall being in here, because it is a tin roof virtually what I'm underneath. you know, tin sheet I'm talking about, which aren't actually tin, as you'll know, probably. It's just galvanized steel, and galvanized isn't that zinc? Maybe, whatever. It doesn't matter, does it? So when it's raining out there, it's just, you know, it sounds like a thunder shower, which it isn't. But when a thunder shower does hit, that is very loud. So we don't live on a spinning ball. That is so apparent, and I really don't understand. I really don't understand how anybody could think that water would act differently when it, you know, the bigger the volume of it, the you know, the greater amount of it, it would start to act differently. The only time it acts a little different is when it's in a very tiny amount. When a water droplet is a specific size, and it won't get above that size. You can get below that size, but not below, but not above. You see, steam is really very tiny droplets of water that cause a vapor, and but when you get huge volumes of water, like, say, let me think now, the Pacific Ocean, there's no way that's going to bend around a ball. Now, a very good point was made beyond the imaginary curve by Dell. I haven't seen the meetup yet. That's next on my list to see. I've got it here. It's on my computer somewhere. I will watch it. But I was kind of actually thinking that that might go wrong. Somebody might infiltrate it and try to upset things. But then they haven't got the spine to do it face to face with all those good people who know we're not living on a spinning ball. But what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, a very good point was made by Dell, which I've promptly forgotten. Just 1 second. Sorry, I can't remember. But they're all very good points. But he does come up with some gems. But I didn't actually watch all the. I couldn't bear to watch it all. Actually, the Brazilian documentary bullshit. So I missed the bit. I don't know, about halfway through maybe, and I missed where they tried to push space as a thing. For fuck's sake! So we're actually, you've seen the ridiculous model on the, you know, the front of the video. The stupid, it's like something's hooked up when you've missed the shot at golf. You know, you've got your 5-iron. I don't play golf. I don't like it, but I just imagine, you know, you get your 5-iron and you miss the ball, or you slice a huge piece of earth out. Not huge, but, you know, big enough. And that's what it kind of looked like. And it was kind of turning. Oh God, just fuck off with that shit. Ah dear. See, of course we don't live in outer space or any kind of vacuum. That's utterly preposterous. And of course I think that it was a ploy to say, oh yeah, we don't live in a ball, that's obvious, there's no curve, we can't see a curve, the water doesn't curve, but we're still in space, and all the NASA and all that bullshit is still relevant, and they've still got us then. They've still got us in this prison, because there's no more, you know, you saw that thing, you can't get off, that's it. But logic tells you that there is more land and there is a way out. So I won't rest until we know what that is.